Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 14 of Season 5 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series as we begin the second half of the regular season before the 10 race chase for the championship begins. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the AAA 400 at Dover International Raceway. This is going to be an interesting race here at this 1 mile combination of a short track and intermediate track. They go up to some pretty fast speeds and banking of an intermediate kind of racetrack, but it has the tempers and racing of a short track. So this is going to be an interesting race, and this is the first time I think perhaps ever, or an attempt at racing in Dover here in the Walmart Cup Series, as I tried to do it in Season 1. Didn't go as planned, but now I got a new updated Dover track, the 2013 Chase V8 version, and I did some testing on this track, and it's very, very good. Not too many wrecks can happen, and they usually race pretty well. Who knows what will happen here? As we take a look and see how the point standings look coming into this race, points leader Dorian FACEPUNCHER leads by 20 points over second place Chris Washer. Third in points, a total of 24 behind, is Danny Wells. Fourth in points, a total of 27 points behind, is David Rivera. And fifth place and 32 points behind the points lead is Jesse Setti. And the rest of the top 10 in points is Jekko Knight, PJ Williams, Sonny Hammond, Charles Sanford, and Matt McIntyre. And the rest of the top 20 is Dylan Young, Seth Cole, Chase Oliver, Alex Hawkins, Kendall Maynard, a recently booted out Dylan Schwanberg, who will continue to free fall in points, Michael Norman, James Qualls, William Duncan, and Charles Jackson. So that is how the top 20 in the standings look coming into this race. As you see your starting grid on the top of your screen, let's get this half pace lap going and take a look at the top 10 starting drivers. James McLeod on the pole, second James Qualls, third Michael Norman, fourth Joshua Michaels, fifth is going to be Joshua Balkin. Or actually, no, he's fourth. Then Joshua Michaels fifth, sixth Cody Lamas, seventh Danny Wells, eighth Trent Dunham, ninth Joshua Collard, 10th Kyle Matthews. Pace car enters into pit road, which means we are getting ready to go racing here for 60 laps at Dover, the most laps of any race this season. Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys and girls. James McLeod got off to a nice start right there, and he's going to be able to keep the lead, but Michael Norman's got the bottom lane, and wow, McLeod with a power move to just block the three and shut the door on Norman as the caution flag is waving for the first time here at Dover on lap 1, as James McLeod is your race leader. Who was all involved? Who's that back there? Oh, that's Seth Cole who's stuck back there, who seemed to be involved in something. And it looks like it was just him. It looked like it was just a solo car accident, because he's the only one who is in pit road and damaged. Everybody else seems to be okay. And Michael Norman, wow, he's coming into pit road. It looks like the same for Joshua Balkin, maybe? Or is he staying out? No, he's staying out. He's just stuck down there. This could be pit strategy for some of these cars. Pit strategy couldn't be a factor because they will have to pit more than once in this race, perhaps 2 or 3 times. So that's interesting strategy for a lot of cars. But anyways, let's take a look and see what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Dover. Well, take a look at this. They are going to be going 4 wide here at Dover, and it starts with contact with Chris Thomas and Seth Cole. More contact between the two, then Ian Dutta comes up and touches Seth Cole in the left rear, sends Seth Cole into the inside wall, and watch this. Chris Thomas gets a little piece of it, and maybe Dylan Young, but I have no idea how any of those cars right in this little group somehow avoided that 52 car, and Seth Cole ended up getting stuck on that part of the racetrack between the racetrack and the apron. But here's a look at one more time. A hit into the inside wall, and then watch as everybody avoids him. Comes back into the wall and doesn't get anybody except for a tiny scrape on the 14 and the 2. But aside from that, we got away with a solo car spin, which was crazy because of how close some of those cars were to getting involved. And let's take a look at one more time from the TV2 angle. As there you see the hit into the wall, sends him spinning, and then up into the wall, and Chris Thomas a tiny piece, same with Dylan Young. But I think potentially Seth Cole could continue. Don't know how bad the damage is going to be, but I think he was going to be able to drive away. It's just he just got stuck right there, and that's why he had to teleport to pit road. So I think he might be able to continue, who knows, but let's go and take you to the restart here at Dover. Well, after that last caution, Seth Cole appears to be a lap down. Yeah, he is still continuing, so nobody retired. James McLeod is the leader, second James Qualls, third is Joshua Balkin, fourth Joshua Michaels, fifth Danny Wells, sixth Cody Lamas, seventh Joshua Collard, eighth Trent Dunham, ninth Cole Daly, 10th Dorian FACEPUNCHER. That's at top 20. Brandon Gonzalez, Anthony McCurry, Brandon Nichols, Daniel Day, Mitchell Riggs, Ian Dutta, PJ Williams, Preston PLOURD, Austin Weiner, Rue McIntyre. Rest of the top 30, Jessica Sheldon, Sean Galligan, Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews, Jesse Setti, Chase Oliver, Stephen Pollard III, Charles Jackson, Alex Hawkins, and Kendall Maynor. Sorry for that. Rest of the top 40, Matt McIntyre, Dylan Thoreau, Charles Sanford, David Rivera, Chris Washer, William Duncan, Jackie Tang, Dylan Young, Sonny Hammond, Jecko Knight, then Chris Thomas in 41st. A lap down, dead last, is Seth Cole. This is going to be an interesting restart as it's going to be 55 to go. And we're going to keep an eye out right now on Seth Cole to see what's going to happen as he's going to be off the pace. Right now he's holding up the bottom lane as Joshua Balkin's going to go by up high. So already Seth Cole causing some shakeups within the field as far as who's going to go to where. And we got a green flag lap in, it looks like. And indeed, that is the case. Now Seth Cole going all the way up high. Now he's going to force the issue up there and causing more cars to get held up. Brandon Gonzalez. Oh, and he gets the wall a little bit. That's because he took that corner very wide. And whoa, PJ Williams, what are you doing? He goes down to the apron. What is wrong with the 45? He hit the apron again. And he held up both Austin Weiner and Jessica Sheldon to the point where now here comes Rue McIntyre for position. Seth Cole going into pit road. Obviously to try to repair more of that damage. But anyways, back up at the front, James McLeod still leads the way. But then you have James Qualls in second and Joshua Balkin in third. And there is Michael Norman, who pitted a little bit ago, but he's a lap down all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on with him. Something must be wrong with that 3 car, it would seem, to the point where he keeps having to come down pit road. Doesn't come in this time, and the caution's out. Sonny Hammond goes for a spin. William Duncan, I think, was involved. Maybe Jackie Tang as well. Some left side damage on Tang. I don't really see any, maybe some dents on the 99 and some dents on the 17. So we had maybe a couple cars go for some spins. But other than that, nothing major. But James McLeod still is the leader. Let's actually go ahead and take you to the replay of what brought the caution out for the second time today here at Dover. Well, they were nearly going 4 wide practically here, and William Duncan thought he was clear of Sonny Hammond, but completely misjudged it. Comes up in front of Sonny Hammond and into Jackie Tang, and they all go for some spins and some smacks into the inside wall. So that would explain the dents those cars would have, but let's just take a look at that one more time. They were almost practically 4 wide and 2 separate parts right here. And when the 99, he's trying to move up to get behind the 32 of Jacko Knight, but does not know that the 17 and his teammate Sonny Hammond was there, and he comes up, gets into him, and gets him and Jackie Tang to spin. Now, Jackie Tang was an innocent victim of that, of all those circumstances right there, but luckily we got away with just some cars spinning, getting some scrapes into the wall, but other than that, I don't think any of them's going to retire out of the race. So there you go. So now let's go back to the restart here at Dover. Well, some cars came into pit road, some stayed out, and the rest of the field's trying to get back up to the lead pack from the backstretch, but David Rivera is going to be the leader. Second, Chris Thomas. Third is William Duncan. Fourth is going to be Sonny Hammond. Fifth, James Qualls. Sixth, Joshua Balkin. Seventh, Dorian FACEPUNCHER. Eighth, Jackie Tang. Ninth, Joshua Michaels. 10th, Trent Dunham. Then 11th is Cody Lamas. 12th, James McLeod. 13th, Joshua Collard. 14th is going to be Danny Wells. 15th, PJ Williams. Then it's Cole Daly, Brandon Nichols, Anthony McCurry, Brandon Gonzalez, and Ian Dutta. Then Mitchell Riggs, Daniel Day, Preston Plourd, Rue McIntyre, Sean Galligan, Jessica Sheldon, Kyle Matthews, Austin Weiner, Alex Hawkins, Kendall Maynor, Charles Jackson, Matt McIntyre, Stephen Pollard III, Charles Sanford, Jesse Setti, Chris Washer, Chase Oliver, Dylan Young, Dylan Thoreau, Jacko Knight, and then 2 lap cars of Seth Cole and Michael Norman. Green flag is back out with 46 laps to go. As we did have a near 10 lap green flag run, but we still had a caution. David Rivera gets out to a nice lead due to Seth Cole and Michael Norman holding up that low lane of cars. And they're already getting pretty testy back there. 3 wide with Sheldon, Galligan, and Hawkins. 2 of those 3 are teammates out of Ganassi Racing. Just be careful and you'll be alright. You can go 3 wide at this track, but you just can't be so close together. And also be careful. And wow, FACEPUNCHER nearly wrecked as he saved that car. That was a close call for the points leader. But anyways, back up at the front, David Rivera has the lead and Chris Thomas running in second. Thomas, who was involved in the first caution, got away unscathed with just a minor scrape or 2, is somehow up in the second spot, but then again, it's pit strategy going on. Dover sometimes can be notorious for pit stops as far as the strategy of those pit stops are concerned. As we stay green here at Dover. Right now, the top 5 is David Rivera, Chris Thomas, William Duncan, James Qualls, and Sonny Hammond, with the lap machine of Michael Norman lurking right there. And I don't see Seth Cole anywhere at the moment. Where is he? There he is. He's around mid-pack, still holding up some cars. But he's gradually moving back to the back of the pack. It's just right now he's just being a hazard for some of these cars to try to go on by. Now he's holding up the high line with Cody Lamas, Jesse Setti, and Jessica Shelton. Whoa, and he about came down into Cody Lamas. That could have been a disaster waiting to occur. David Rivera, in the meantime, still holding on to that top position. Chris Thomas, though, looks like he's gradually kind of gaining a bit of ground on that car, as it's now 39 laps to go here at Dover. Excuse me. And the caution's out again. David Rivera leads us to the caution. Dylan Young's got a buckle on his hood. Oh, and Chase Oliver's on pit road, so it looked like an accident between those 2. Going into turn 1, it looks like. Jessica Sheldon was involved in this too. And potentially Rue McIntyre could have been involved as well. So it looked like another multi-car accident. This one looks like it was a little bit more severe than what we've seen all race long. And now we're seeing David Rivera, Chris Thomas, and cars going into pit road. But some look like are potentially maybe going to stay out. No, they're looks like everybody's coming in. So that way they can all be on the same pit sequence. As David Rivera has a pit stall coming off the curve of turn 4. So we're going to keep an eye out on him, since he did come in as the leader, so we can see what's going to happen here. So far Rivera's going with 4 tires. And there he goes, he comes out to finish up his stop. Same with William Duncan. Oh, about got into Kendall Maynard, but somehow avoided him. And it looks like David Rivera is going to be the first one out of pit road and be the leader. It looks like. And indeed that's the case, although Michael Norman, he's a lap down or so, so he doesn't get scored. But looks like the top 5 coming to the restart will be David Rivera, Sonny Hammond, Chris Thomas, Dorian FACEPUNCHER, and William Duncan. But anyways, let's go and take you to see what brought the caution out for the 3rd time today here at Dover. Well, these cars were getting ready to get by Seth Cole and then contact with Jessica Sheldon and Chase Oliver. And Chase Oliver came up into Sheldon and forces them both into the inside wall and then right up in front of Dylan Young and Rue McIntyre. And wow, Chase Oliver went upside down and on his side. So yeah, the 28 did in fact get involved. But that was definitely not a case of retaliation right there with the 21. The cars were just getting a little bit wiggly coming off of turn 4, and that's because that's a little bit of a slick turn. Sheldon got loose, and then after the contact, Chase just tried to correct his car, but as he corrected, he gets into the 9 of Sheldon, up in front of Dylan Young and right in front of Rue McIntyre, and that forces the 21 to go on a ride upside down and on his side. But does come back on all 4s, but I think those two, particularly Sheldon and Chase Oliver, their days are probably going to be over. Dylan Young somehow is probably going to be able to continue, same with the 28 of McIntyre, but who knows. But that was a look at what brought the caution out. Let's go to the restart here at Dover. Well, after that last caution, we do have 2 cars officially out of the 3 cars officially out of the race. And they are Dylan Young, Jessica Sheldon, and Chase Oliver. Let's double check on that. Indeed, those are the cars who are out. Michael Norman may be the first car in line, but he is on the tail end of the lead lap. David Rivera is the leader, as I'm only going to go through the top 20. David Rivera is your leader. 2nd is Sonny Hammond. 3rd, Chris Thomas. 4th, Dorian FACEPUNCHER. 5th is William Duncan. 6th, James Qualls. 7th, Joshua Michaels. 8th, Mitchell Riggs. 9th, PJ Williams. 10th, Anthony McCrory. 11th, Brandon Nichols. 12th, Preston PLOURD. 13th, Trent Dunham. 14th, James McLeod. 15th, Kyle Matthews. 16th, Alex Hawkins. 17th, Daniel Day. 18th, Brandon Gonzalez. 19th, Charles Sanford. 20th is Danny Wells. When we come back here, 34 laps to go, so we're almost to the halfway point of this race, but I do think we have not seen our last caution. I think that is for certain. And David Rivera is getting off to a nice margin of the lead over his teammate Sonny Hammond, as Seth Cole ended up holding up some cars. Now he's going to hold up the bottom lane with Dorian FACEPUNCHER and William Duncan. And whoa, almost a wreck between those two, Seth Cole and Dorian FACEPUNCHER. That may not have been so cool if that were to happen. And now Seth, he's going to be holding up the middle and high lines, it looks like, as the bottom lanes are going to be able to capitalize for the most part, it looks like. And it looks like for the most part, as from what I have been seeing in this race, for the most part, it looks like any accident we have, it mostly happens off of turn 4. 2 of our 3 cautions have been wrecks coming off of turn 4. Our first one did come off of turn 2. but for the most part, turn 4. And whoa, there they go again. William Duncan gets turned. He's up in the air. Is that going to be a caution? Yeah, it is. Even though he saved it and got up in the air, it's still a caution. And whoa, Chris Washer and Danny Wells wreck. And there went Jackie Tang, Jekko Knight, Stephen Pollard III, and now we got more cars. Sean Galligan, Austin Weiner get involved. A solo car wreck ends up with multiple cars involved. Man, oh man, that was not what they needed to have happen. Started off in the middle of the front stretch, and escalates into turn 3. Man, oh man. There's going to be some tempers flaring after this race, I can guarantee that. Meanwhile, cars are coming back into pit road. But anyways, let's go ahead and take you, well actually let's keep an eye out here on who's going to be able to come out first out of pit road to see who will be the leader. Only 2 cars staying out, and that's Michael Norman and Seth Cole. Seth Cole will probably get one of his 2 laps back. Michael Norman gonna go back around to the very last car in line on the lead lap. But it does look like it will be David Rivera who does come out first. Once again out of pit road. Or maybe, yeah, he will. Sonny Hammond thought he had a shot, but it didn't work. So the top 5 coming to the restart will be David Rivera, Sonny Hammond, Dorian FacePuncher, Mitchell Riggs, and Joshua Michaels. Wait a minute, James Qualls actually stayed out, or came out first. So Qualls is gonna... Wait a minute. What is Qualls doing? Is there something wrong with the 55? I'm not sure, but I think maybe Qualls is the leader, so... Just to keep that in mind, let's go ahead and take you to the restart. Or actually, no, not to the restart. Let's take a look and see what brought the caution out for the 4th time today here at Dover. Another case of close 3-wide racing that didn't work, as Chris Thomas is going to get sandwiched in between William Duncan and PJ Williams. That forces the 99 to go sliding. He gets airborne for a second, and he had the car saved, but the caution was still waived because of the spin right in the middle of the racetrack. But now we're going to see where it's going to get escalated. Watch as Chris Washer is coming up through the field. Danny Wells is going up. Washer was just running his line, and they make contact and collide. And that forces the issue with Jackie Tang to get involved, and Charles Jackson avoided it. And Stephen Pollard III didn't look like he let off the throttle and just rammed right into the back of Jekko Knight. And that gets Sean Galligan, Austin Weiner involved. Tang with another hit in it. So what started as a solo car spin ended up escalating into a multi-car accident that was probably not needed whatsoever. And I want to see Charles Jackson here. Watch as he gets through this wreck. Oh, he did get a piece of it as he gets into... oh, I screwed up right there. As he gets in a little bit into Jackie Tang. So Jackson did, in fact, get a piece of it. And then Pollard doesn't let off, and he gets into the back of Jekko, into the wall, and then you see Galligan and Weiner stack up into each other and start to get their damage. So we're going to have more cars that are going to be off the pace, it looks like. And wow, near contact right there with Ian Dutta and James McLeod up there. So that was a close call for those guys, but let's go ahead and take you to the restart here at Dover. Well, after that last caution, we have a couple cars ended up retiring out of the race, and they were Sean Galligan and Jackie Tang. James Qualls is going to be your leader. 2nd, David Rivera. 3rd, Sonny Hammond. 4th, Dorian FacePuncher. 5th, Mitchell Riggs. 6th is going to be Joshua Michaels. 7th, Anthony McCreary. 8th, Chris Thomas. 9th, Preston PLOURD. 10th is Brandon Nichols. Rest of the top 20, Dylan Thoreau, Kyle Matthews, Trent Dunham, James McLeod, Cole Daly, PJ Williams, Joshua Balkin, Daniel Day, Joshua Collard, Alex Hawkins. Then the top 30, Kendall Maynor, Brandon Gonzalez, Ian Dutta, Charles Sanford, Charles Jackson, William Duncan, Jekko Knight, Austin Weiner, Cody Lamas, Chris Washer. Then the rest of the lead lap cars, Jesse Setti, Matt McIntyre, Rue McIntyre, Danny Wells, Stephen Pollard III. And then the lap machines of Michael Norman and Seth Cole in 36 and 38th respectively. Green flag is back out. We're back at it with more racing here. And James Qualls got off to a big jump on that restart, and we're going to keep an eye on Seth Cole because once again he's holding up cars in that bottom lane. Was in a bit of shambles right there, and now he's going to be staying up high right now. As that's separated some cars from the lead after all that happens. Now FacePuncher's going to be able to get a run going. Same with Joshua Michaels, Preston PLOURD, as they will, whoa, near contact with Seth Cole and Brandon Nichols. That could have been disastrous right then and there. Meanwhile, we are definitely past the halfway point of this race. James Qualls has the lap car of Michael Norman in between him and David Rivera. And then you got Rivera and his teammate Sonny Hammond running right there. As we stay back here, and whoa, another sandwiched incident. Daniel Day and Anthony McCurry, how did they save that? How in the world did they save that? Even though the caution is still coming out, we got away with no cars getting crashed. That was an unbelievable save by Daniel Day and Anthony McCurry. Unbelievable. Where are they? There's McCurry. Chris Thomas was the meat in the sandwich again. And Daniel Day kept it going, but the caution still came out. But man, oh man, that was an amazing save. Probably one of, if not the greatest save in the history of Walmart Cup Series. We avoided a huge wreck with two cars getting sideways and keeping it together. And let's actually go ahead and take a look at the replay of what happened as the caution's out for the 5th time here at Dover. Well, more close three-wide racing here. It starts with contact with Daniel Day and Chris Thomas, and Chris got sandwiched in between Daniel Day and Anthony McCurry. McCurry goes for a little slide. Daniel Day went for a lot bigger slide, and they somehow keep it together and did not wreck. Even though the caution was brought out because they were sideways and nearly about to spin in the middle of the racetrack, NNSCRA still had to bring the caution out for a precautionary purpose. But man, oh man, that is just an unbelievable save those cars had in that incident. But anyways, let's go ahead and take you back to the restart here at Dover. Well, with no cars retiring out of the race after that incident, James Qualls is still your leader. 2nd, David Rivera. 3rd, Sonny Hammond. 4th, Dorian FacePuncher. 5th, Joshua Michaels. 6th, Preston PLOURD. 7th, Brandon Nichols. 8th, Mitchell Riggs. 9th, Cole Daly. 10th, Dylan Thoreau. Then the rest of the top 20 is Kyle Matthews, Anthony McCurry, Trent Dunham, Chris Thomas, Daniel Day, PJ Williams, Kendall Maynor, James McLeod, Alex Hawkins, and Joshua Balkin. Then the rest of the top 30, Charles Sanford, Ian Dutta, Joshua Collard, Brandon Gonzalez, Charles Jackson, Cody Lamas, Matt McIntyre, Jesse Setti, Jekko Knight, Rue McIntyre, and the rest of the lead lap cars, Chris Washer, Austin Weiner, Danny Wells, Stephen Pollard III, and William Duncan. Then the lap down machines of Michael Norman and Seth Cole. And now we're getting ready to go racing with 18 laps to go here at Dover. Still a long way to go to determine who's going to win this race. And Qualls gets off to another good restart. Michael Norman's making it hard for David Rivera to even attempt to make a move on the 55 because he's in the way of his path, and now he's going to finally try to go low, but Norman slams the door on him again. Michael Norman's trying to get back on the lead lap after making unscheduled pit stops in the beginning of the race. And everybody is on the same pit sequence, pretty much. So I don't know if pit strategy is going to be that big of a deal right now, as they're all on the same pit sequence. But James Qualls has the lap machine of Michael Norman between him and David Rivera. And now Rivera's going to attempt to go underneath Norman. But it just looks like Norman's able to carry his car a little bit better off the high line, off of 3 and 4. And now Norman tried to go low, but Qualls again slammed the door on him. So it would seem that the bottom lane gets the best run in turns 1 and 2, and the high line gets the better runs in turns 3 and 4 for the most part. Michael Norman trying to go underneath to get his lap back, but Qualls just keeps shutting the door on him. And now battle for second, Sonny Hammond coming underneath of David Rivera. That's teammates going at it for the second position. And then look at Cole Daly. He restarted 9th on that restart. Now he's up in the 4th spot. So that 88 seems to be coming alive here in these final several laps. As Sonny Hammond goes to second, Michael Norman still working on trying to get by James Qualls to get his lap back. But there is still a chance that there could be another caution or two, depending on how it's going. And right now, they're racing rather good. And as we look around the field and see if anything's going down, and so far nothing. They're all pretty much mostly double file for the most part. And Michael Norman actually got by James Qualls, and with that, Sonny Hammond has approached the 55, and now Cole Daly goes into 3rd, and now Preston PLOURD goes to 4th. So David Rivera's car seems to be waning a little bit. And now here comes Sonny Hammond down low for the race lead with 10 laps to go. Now we're getting into the time of the race where these guys are going to go balls to the wall to go for it. And Hammond officially clears Qualls, but now Cole Daly is in this battle. So it's a 3-car battle for the lead. And now here comes Daly underneath for second, underneath of Qualls. And now you got Preston PLOURD coming into the picture as well, sneaking his way in. David Rivera trying to bounce back. And then you got Brandon Nichols, who's trying to get his first top 10 finish since the Daytona 500 when he won that race. Right now, Sonny Hammond's up at the front. Preston PLOURD tried to go underneath Qualls for 3rd, but it did not work as Cole Daly goes into 2nd. Cole Daly's car seems to be coming alive because he restarted 9th. Now he's up to 2nd. And he's trying to go for his... I can't remember if he won a race in Season 1. But if so, I believe this would be for his 2nd career Walmart Cup Series win. I would think so. And he goes by for the race lead. Cole Daly not having the best of seasons so far. But this would be a bright spot in that season for him if he could win this race. 6 laps to go here at Dover. But also, the last time these cars pitted was on lap 30-something, I believe. So it all depends on if they have enough fuel as well. Because this has been a long green flag run of about 13, 14 laps. And they haven't had a long green flag run this entire race. 5 laps to go. Because every caution we've had, they've all pretty much always came down pit road. So it depends on the fuel window. We'll see how this all plays out. If If they are on a fuel window within these next 4 laps now, it's going to be pretty close. Meanwhile, back here, battle for second. Here comes Preston PLOURD underneath of Sonny Hammond. Does Preston PLOURD have anything for Cole Daly? As Cole Daly has caught the tail end car of Michael Norman. And then Sonny Hammond's, or no, actually Sonny Hammond's still in third. But Brandon Nichols goes into the 4th spot as he goes by James Qualls. Cole Daly now going by Michael Norman to put him a lap down again. And when we come to the stripe, it's going to be 2 laps to go here at Dover for Cole Daly in the 88. Preston PLOURD in second. Does he have anything for the 88? If he does, he's going to have to push it harder right now because he's about more than 4/10 of a second back. I don't know, but Michael Norman slipped up high a little bit. And here comes PLOURD underneath as the white flag is out. The margin of the lead, less than 4/10. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but Preston's trying. But Cole Daly, it's all him right now. Doesn't look like PLOURD's going to be able to get him. Coming off of turn 4 to take the checkered flag. Cole Daly wins the AAA 400 at Dover. What a job by the 88 of Cole Daly. And Chris Washer looked like he came out of pit road. I think they were just on the verge of the fuel window, it looked like. So they finished this race off by a hair, it looks like. But what a job by Cole Daly to pick up his first win of the season. Great job for that 88 team. And let's take a look at the official results overall as Cole Daly picks up his first victory of the season. Great job for the 88 team. Preston PLOURD gets his best finish of the season in second. Great job for that 42 car out of Ganassi. Sonny Hammond, solid finish of third. I think he'll be pretty happy with that. And look at Brandon Nichols. The guy has not scored a top 5 or top 10 since winning the season opener at Daytona. He comes away and gets a 4th place finish. So great job for the 77. Joshua Michaels rounding out the top 5 in 5th. Great job for him. James Qualls, solid finish of 6th. Trent Dunham came out of nowhere and got 7th. Great job for him. David Rivera, who I believe was the dominant car of the race, comes away in 8th. Great job for him. Dorian FACEPUNCHER, solid 9th place finish, so he will be able to keep his points lead. And Daniel Day rounding out the top 10 in 10th. Great job for him. Rest of the top 20, Kyle Matthews, Dylan Thoreau, Joshua Balkin, Chris Thomas, Charles Sanford, Mitchell Riggs, Ian Dutta, Anthony McCrory, Alex Hawkins, Joshua Collard. The rest of the top 30, James McLeod, Kendall Maynard, PJ Williams, Matt McIntyre, Brandon Gonzalez, Jesse Setti, Cody Lamas, William Duncan, Danny Wells, Stephen Pollard III, and then the last 2 that finished on the lead lap were Jacko Knight and Austin Weiner. And then the next 5 cars finished a lap or 2 or 3 down. Michael Norman, Charles Jackson, Rue McIntyre, Chris Washer, and Seth Cole. Everybody else finished out of the race after their respective accidents. Sean Galligan, Jackie Tang, Dylan Young, Jessica Sheldon, and Chase Oliver. But that does it for our coverage today here at Dover. And the next race we have on our Walmart Cup Series schedule, as I will have to take a look at that real quick as I'm looking at it. Our next race is going to be at M&M's, so that's going to be very exciting as we head back to some play racing at M&M's in Boston. So that's going to be really cool. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this race. This is Levi McIntyre here to show you. Here's a look at your results, rookie points, regular points heading in M&M's. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off.